Hello and welcome to Xbox On. Charleyy here with something a little bit special for you Xbox fans. Like the rest of us, you may have watched the recent Xbox Game Showcase, and boy oh boy was that one heck of a show. But now, to dive a little deeper into some of the game reveals and new trailers we've seen, I've got an interview with one of the head honchos at Xbox, none other than Mr. Aaron Greenberg. So obviously now the Xbox Game Showcase has happened. It's out in the world. How does that feel to just know all your secrets in your head are out in the world? How happy are you right now?
It feels good. This one is going to be really special for us because this is the first show we've ever produced where every member of the team, every development partner, everybody that worked on any part of the show did it entirely from home, from beginning to the end, every person, all the time. Like I don't think any video game shows have been built like that.
Yeah.
We had to learn how to do that. And so I'm just really proud of the team. The fact that it's having Halo Infinite campaign gameplay demo built by a team building the game at home. Like, it's just unbelievable. The production, the scripting, all the ideation on the flow and what's in and what's out, and just all the things that go into creating a show like this, the months and months of planning. We've never done one quite like this. But it was fun. It's nice to see the reaction and see people generally positive about it.
And the reaction has been phenomenal. But this was something I wanted to ask you about anyway, was what goes into the production of this type of show? Like, is it just loads of Teams calls trying to figure out who's sending you a link with a trailer in? Does it go months back? How does something like this even happen?
Yeah, it's a great question, Charleyy. First it was, we were planning for E3. And then it was, hey, we're not having E3. Mm-hmm. And then there was a moment where we said, well, should we try to recreate E3 digitally in June? And we realized that just wasn't going to be possible given, our dev teams suddenly were all at home. People were I literally saw the parking lot at 343. People were taking their desktop dev computers and putting them in the trunks of their cars,
shoving them in the back.
So the last thing we need to tell these teams that were with this look of how do we check in code and how don't forget you need to deliver your demo in June. So we did just a deep breath with all the teams, and we kind of went away, and we had a core planning team that met multiple times a week, every week, and right up until this week. And we take a pretty robust kind of operational mindset to it. It's very iterative. We want to consider a lot of feedback, a lot of ideas. And so it kind of grew and developed over time. And I think what we ended up with was we really wanted to have a show that had a sense of purpose, that every game in the show, you said, I know why that game's in the show.
Yeah.
And we could have gone longer. We could have done a longer show with more things.
Oh, that's a tease, that is. There's more coming.
But to be able, we've never been able to do a show where beginning to end, we could say if you're a Game Pass member, every game in the show is included in your subscription.
Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to ask you as well. When I heard that was dropped in the show, I felt like I just wanted to pause for a minute and then just do a 3-hour little episode in the middle of just tech saying every game on that showcase is going to be in Game Pass. How does that feel for such it's already a phenomenal subscription service, but it just got how could you not have it now, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, hopefully that's the message that people take away. We're trying to add a lot of value for our fans. You've seen the fact that we're adding streaming into Game Pass Ultimate included in the subscription. You now see, I think the other nice thing is people, as gamers, you often think, hey, Game Pass is a great value for me. But now with over 10 million subscribers, we see that people that are Game Pass members play more games, spend more time gaming, and actually play a lot of games that would have never played if they only had to purchase them. And so that's been a great benefit for development partners as well. And to see some real prestige games like Stalker 2 announcing that they're coming day and date in Game Pass, to have Bungie saying, we're going to bring Beyond Light, when it launches, and all our previous expansions.
And on xCloud as well.
Correct. Yeah, and 4K 60. So and smart delivery. I know. So that We've spent a lot of time trying to build and grow that foundation, but frankly, having partners like that, says the world of how they think about Game Pass and kind of the future of gaming. And the fact that it's good for fans and it's good for our partners is really, how we designed Game Pass from the start. And it's good to see it growing and developing to be that today.
Absolutely. Now, going back to the, let's call it the chief-sized elephant in the room. We obviously saw some Halo Infinite gameplay, but not only that, for me, the standout moment was actually seeing like the menu and actually being able to press start and seeing all of the controls appear. What was that like for the entire team?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, every week I have a meeting with Chris Lee, who's the EP on the game, and his core leads. And it's just been fun watching the development. I mean, they have such a sense of purpose from the very beginning about what they want to create and why they want to create it. That this was going to be a spiritual reboot of Halo. This was going to take us back to all the feels and all the memories we had from the original Halo Combat Evolved. But they wanted to modernize it. They wanted to make it open and expansive and explorable. They wanted to modernize it on the slipstream engine. They wanted to lock campaign at 60 frames per second. And then to be able to say, hey, we're going to introduce things like the grappling hook and bring back brutes, kind of a fan favorite. So I love what they're doing. Oh, and by the way, you play as Chief the entire time. It's all Chief all the time. I mean, that's what fans want, right? So yeah. I know. And like, it's just like, they told me, I was like, what? Then I probably shouldn't say this, but I will say, of course, multiplayer is coming. In fact, we've already played the multiplayer. I love what they're doing there as well. But today was really about the campaign and showing the first look at that. And listen, when you ride in that elevator and you see the ring and that kind of open, explorable world, like that's all explorable. So, all the places in the map, if you have the right equipment, the right vehicles, you can go explore all of that, which is great. But also, if you're a Halo fan and you're like, I just want to play the linear, like the magic of Halo, the story, that's what this game is as well. So it's very exciting to see it all come together.
Absolutely. And obviously, Halo wasn't the only sort of grand slam knocked it out of the park. You also had historical favorites like Forza and Fable also showing up. So for fans, like, this is their gaming history. This is nostalgia. It's youth. But it's also going to be the mainframe for the future of Xbox as well. Like, what an incredible lineup that is.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can safely say that the number one most requested thing from our fans repeatedly every week, every month, I would say maybe for years now, is please bring back Fable. And so, but, making sure that it's done the right way with the right team. And so this is a new beginning for a legendary franchise. And to give the keys to the Fable kingdom to a team like Playground, right there in the UK, and to let them go imagine, how do they kind of take the fantastical, creatures and the wondrous place that Fable's kind of known for with that typical British humor to kind of make it their own. And that's what the trailer was, to kind of reveal it, tease it, give you a little look of kind of how they're thinking about Fable. It's nice to see fans reacting so well to that as well.
I mean, I have to be completely honest, and I don't mind saying this on camera to you and when this eventually ends up on YouTube, I did have a little bit of a tear in my eye when I saw that, because obviously Fable is such a huge franchise. I won't talk about the end of 2. It's very divisive. I was just wondering, more so on a personal note, do you know if we're going to see any more about it soon? That was just a wee taste in terms of the frog anyway, a little taste of what's to come.
Fable 2 is a great game. Great combat in that game. I think the listen, it's a great franchise, and the team is a large, dedicated team working on it. This is the start. So think of this as the appetizer, the start of, phases of more things. But we'll share that when the time is right. But they're being really thoughtful, and it's in great hands. And you think about just a team like Playground. I mean, one of the best development studios in the world.
Absolutely.
The quality they put into the products that they ship. They have some of the highest rated games on Xbox, period. And now they're going to go focus on taking Fable to, the next generation. So could not be more excited about that and getting to go on that journey with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sat over here with over 250 hours on Horizon 4, so I'll literally have whatever they're serving.
That's legit. Yeah, same here, man. Those guys, I mean, just, blindly, those are as a gamer, you just blindly pre-order whatever they have, which is great.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, the show, it was mentioned before by yourself. You made this very clear on Twitter, and I think people were really excited for Xbox to do a show that is purely games focused. I have to ask, feel free to dodge the question, but when will we hear, if we hear any more about the Series X?
Yeah, I mean, we have been thoughtful about kind of our beats, to be able to, we wanted to surprise the world and reveal Xbox Series X and the ID at the Game Awards. We had Hellblade 2 there from Ninja Theory, which was really fun to reveal that. We've done a lot of kind of tech reveals and a lot of beats and things like that, and really talked a lot about the velocity architecture and smart delivery and, what goes behind building the world's most powerful console and all the benefits is instant gaming with the SSD. And so lots of great stuff there. We talked a lot about kind of our player first approach, with smart delivery and Game Pass and all those things, which is really true to, kind of breaking a lot of the console norms. But today was about the games. It was an hour of games, which is what we promised. We knew we wanted to open with Halo. We knew we wanted to close with Fable. But we also had a lot of great stuff to show in addition to that we also worked with Jeff and the team at YouTube to put into the pre-show. So I think between those pieces, hopefully people felt pretty satisfied for today. But yes, it is July. We are launching this holiday. We will have more to share between now and then. But today was Games Day, and we'll talk more hardware, services, other things in the future for sure.
I mean, with how loud Xbox decided to go just talking about games, people are not going to miss when you talk about hardware. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that one.
Definitely. And we have a great hardware story to tell. I mean, it feels so great. I mean, for me, and people may not know, I've been around on Xbox since the original Xbox launch. And I remember that there's some really unique things about that, just how we were pioneering, how we're innovating, and how Xbox was going to be about power and performance. And we wanted to have the world's most powerful console. We wanted to launch with Halo. I mean, that's what put Xbox on the map. And to be here again, nearly
and it's coming to PC as well.
Correct. And PC. And it's included in Game Pass at launch. But also, like, if you have an Xbox One today and you get Halo, whenever you decide to upgrade to Series X, we give you the upgrade at no additional cost. If you have the game on console, you want to play it on PC, we give you the PC version at no additional cost. Like, if you want it in Game Pass at launch, you're a Game Pass member and you don't want to have to pay for the full game. That's available. So we're really trying to make Halo accessible to as many people as possible. And if you're one of the PC players that doesn't want to buy a console and loves PC gaming, we welcome you too. And that's why I've been investing in things like the Master Chief Collection on the PC, getting PC fans ready for Halo Infinite as well.
Fantastic. Now, there's a couple very personal questions here, but don't worry, they are focused on Xbox, I promise. So there were obviously a fantastic array and variety of titles that were shown. Some of my personal favorites being anything to do with Obsidian. I think they have a superb sense of humor. But I was wondering if you're comfortable letting us know actually which ones were your standouts.
Ooh, gosh. Yeah. Everyone always asks me that question.
And you're allowed to say all of them are wonderful, because whilst that is correct, I will accept it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the creative diversity of the teams, I think is what I'm particularly most proud of. I mean, what people may not have realized is, we've more than doubled our creative teams, but as part of that, we're growing, our investment in our internal teams. You've seen even already, you saw Gears bring Gears Tactics, Gears 5, and Gears Pop, all out in a 12-month period of time. You're seeing Halo completely rebuild this, a brand new engine and taking Infinite to new levels while they're completely remastering the Master Chief Collection. Those are just the existing studios, what Turn 10's done.
That's just the beginning.
Totally. Then you add Double Fine, Obsidian, In Exile, Compulsion, our publishing team that includes folks like Don't Nod and Asobo and now Interior Night. So the variety, if you're interested in shooters, we've got you covered. If you want zombies, survival games, State of Decay 3. If you're an RPG fan, I mean, our fans have said we want more RPGs. We've got Wasteland 3, we've got The Outer Worlds, we've got Avowed, we've now got Fable coming. So if you love narrative-based games, we have Don't Nod, Tell Me Why Anna's Dust Falls. So just the amount of variety and diversity, I think, is what I'm most excited about. And the fact that if you're a Game Pass member, you get all these games when they launch day one. I think that's really, great for gamers and great for the business.
Fantastic. Well, final question, and arguably the most important question of all. I'm going to put that right out there, so the pressure's on. I had the pleasure of talking to Phil last year when he came over to London for XO19. RDW040, shout out to you, wants to know specifically, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
It does. If you put pineapple and jalapeno together.
You've lost me there. You had me in the first half.
No.
I'm all right with
Have you tried it?
Well, I don't like spicy things, so I'm not really...
So that's no.
Yeah.
So you have to try it first.
I have to get some milk ready and I'll have a go.
The Canadian bacon, pineapple, jalapeno.
You're adding on more layers.
That's the way to go.
Okay, so that's your perfect pizza, is it?
I'm an in on, I don't know about perfect, but it's a good flavor.
His answer was that it does, but only if there's jalapenos. And I was wondering where you stand on this very divisive issue.
I am not pro pineapple on pizza. I am a traditionalist. But can I add a little recovery? Because I will tell you, I remember from XO that I had a lot of people teaching me how to make a proper cup of British tea.
Okay.
And I will tell you, I am not milk in first.
Good. Excellent.
I am tea first. Anyway, for what it's worth, I would say also traditionalist in the tea making as well. From my pizza to my tea, try to stick with the tried and true, and that would be my final answer.
I will say, of all the millions of combinations of answers you could have said to that question, I didn't think you'd say, I do know how to make a good cup of tea, but I appreciate the honesty.
Yes. I wouldn't claim to be the best, but I can tell you I've gotten a lot of lessons. In fact, fans even brought books to XO of how to make a proper cup of tea, because I do have a coworker, Lee Williams. I was going to call him out right here. He gave me a whole lesson on how to make proper tea, but it was milk in first. And I've learned that I was taught wrong by this kind Welshman. And so I'm glad that I've been set straight by my good friends, my good British friends now.
You were led astray, and I'm always here if you need some advice as well, because the type of milk that goes into it is also very important, as well as the brand of tea. But now we're going hugely off track. So thanks again.
We won't get to the scones or any of that.
Yeah, oh God, no. Because I don't know if you've ever ventured into the scone lore, but there's a huge diversion between Cornish and Devon. So we'll do that next time, shall we?
Yes. Back to video games. Yes.
Exactly.
That's where we can all agree. Yeah.
That's everything I wanted to ask about video games, to be honest. I know you're an incredibly busy man, especially following such a phenomenal show. So I wanted to say on behalf of me, and in the future, all the comments I imagine we're going to have on this video as well. Thanks so much for talking to me, and good luck with just the sheer amount of stuff you've got coming up.
I appreciate that, Charley. Thanks to you. Thanks to the Xbox On team, Sam, Benny, everybody. Love what you guys do. I love watching the show and look forward to following you guys in the coming months.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there we have it. Thanks to Aaron for spending some time with us today. And remember, for more amazing Xbox content just like this, smash the subscribe button, leave us a like, and let us know what games from the showcase you're most looking forward to. Bye!